Now, as you know, we covered this story from Burger King the other day. A young lady by the name of Ariana Hamilton was working her shift in a Pennsylvania Burger King where Rami Feinstein went in and wanted to get himself a burger with his beautiful Zionist getup for everyone to see. Well, here's a reminder of what we covered the other night.
Here at Burger King, and an employee in Burger King just said Free Palestine to me. Ariana, what did you say to me? What did you say to me, Ariana? What did... Free Palestine. Okay, Ariana. Because I was just ordering food for my family, this woman looks at me and she says, where are you from? I said, I'm from Israel. And then she says, Free Palestine. And I said, what does that have to do with anything? We came here to order food. But she insisted, Free Palestine. Say it again. I got you, Ariana, here at Burger King. No problem. So back in the car right now, obviously very upset, but we asked for a refund and we left the place, leaving me with the question, Burger King, are you a safe place for Jews right now?
You know, I feel like when I think about Al Jacoby and how much of a absolute shitbag of a Zionist piece of garbage he is, I wonder if Rami Feinstein is going to end up superseding him, whether he's coming at me with that eye or with that eye, whichever one is stuck in the back of his skull. He is unfortunately reflective in that their victim complex. And did you know, I don't know if the clip is here or not. It's not part of this, but the tweet was, Dennis Prager, who is going to be on his back, literally, until he dies, when he went on Patrick Bett's Star of David's podcast, he said the difference between the Jewish community and the Black community is that the Jewish community doesn't have a victim complex. He said that. And he said that in conjunction with this very clip. This one. That was the juxtaposition. And I'm thinking to myself, they really can't see the irony in the bigotry that they spew. They really can't. They really believe that they're at the bottom of the totem pole. They really do. Now, here's a little something that a lot of you probably don't know. Burger King is owned by Yum Brands, which controls, I believe, KFC and Taco Bell as well. These are, at Yum Brands, is an Israel-controlled conglomerate mega corporation in the fast food industry. So, if you think that there is any surprise as to the outcome of this situation, probably should come as no surprise, because here comes the second layer. He didn't feel safe. So now Rami wants to tell you the aftermath of what he's doing, what he was prepared to do based on this altercation.
One, I want to give an update about this Burger King thing. If you haven't seen it already, Burger King commented on my post, and I thought it was a good comment, no tolerance for anti-Semitism, and they will investigate. I didn't get any more information from them, but I understand that the employee was fired because I saw that she is asking for money in the internet because she is obviously the victim here.
Yes, she is the victim here, you twat rag. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? She's asking for money because you got her fired for saying Free Palestine? Is that a blood libel against you, Zio scum? Is that what this has become? Are you so emotionally, physically, and mentally triggered by those two words because deep down you know that Israel is a lie and everything you believe is a lie? You Eastern European fuck. You know it. Everyone knows it. This is how it is. We say this because we have to stand up for people who don't have anyone to stand up, no one can stand up for. They just decided, well, we certainly don't want this trouble. We don't want this hanging over our head. So we might as well just give in to them, because why not? Because if we don't give in to the rage mob, it's going to hurt us, because again, their financial backing comes exclusively from it's an Israel conglomerate. Burger King is part of the problem. Now, I don't want to make it all about Burger King, and I'm not giving them a defense here per se. But what I am saying, this could have been any company. This could have been any noted brand. And if you speak up in what you feel is justice in its purest form, and all she said was free Palestine. She didn't accost him. She didn't threaten him. She just spoke her mind. And in the United States of America, you have the right to speak your mind without physically threatening somebody else. So not only is she going to clean up with her GoFundMe, she better use a chunk of that money to hire herself one hell of a fucking lawyer and go after Yum Brands and sue them for hundreds of millions of dollars and set precedent for what happens when you violate a person's First Amendment rights. Do not allow this to be a one-off, Ariana, and we're going to get to her in a minute. But this is a situation where you cannot allow $250,000, because that's my guess. She's going to raise about $250,000 from this. You cannot allow this to be the end of it. You have to go after them. You have to set precedent that this is not going to be tolerated anymore. You think they're going to fight hard? You just fucking wait and see what happens now. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, something that cannot be denied with this story. Do you know how much it is eating them alive that a poor black woman was able to pull this off? This is seething through their fucking genocidal pores that this woman is doing this right back to them. Big time.
Here, and I quote, "for exercising my freedom of speech in a Burger King as an employee with your Burger King uniform to a Jewish customer just because he was Jewish, commenting on this conflict on the other side of the world that has nothing to do with you." I feel like there's two groups of people in my comments and my DMs. One group is for civilized people that understand that maybe Burger King is not exactly the place to conduct our disagreements as a customer is ordering his Impossible Burger. And another group of narcissistic, anti-Zionist, Jew-hating people that think that they can do whatever they want. And when they see Jewish people, they can just throw whatever they have at them. Doesn't matter the situation. Doesn't matter if their kids are there, yes or no. Just, they're Jews. We can just say whatever we want to them in any situation.
Now, what this inbred is failing to tell you, which is a big part of this conversation, if you go to Mr. Rami Feinstein's Instagram page, you will find that the overwhelming majority of commentary is against him and against what he's talking about. Which is why it wouldn't surprise me if this is another Zio scum who's going to limit comments on his actual page. That is the most likely development that's going to come next. We already know that that's generally how these things ultimately play out. And in his case, it should be absolutely no exception. This is a person talking about what you can and can't say in a workplace. Again, she didn't physically threaten him. She didn't accost him. He showed up. You saw how he was dressed. He was dressed in his full Israel getup, pro-Israel getup. And, she asked him, where are you from? And she said, I'm from Israel. And she said, Free Palestine. That's a fireable offense. Again, this is exactly why I am, on the one hand, I'm upset. And on the other hand, I'm glad this is happening. Because this is starting to create the boomerang effect. That's what's starting to happen now. The boomerang is coming back at them now. And they're going to find that this is going to become a lot more commonplace. The old habits are going to die hard. Now, like I said, perhaps it's a little different because this is Burger King and it is owned. It is a subsidiary that is owned. This is the other thing you have to remember. It's like Burger King is not even its own corporation anymore. It's a subsidiary of an even larger corporation, which is Yum Brands, which is controlled by Israel. When we tell you that this is all about dollars and cents and nothing more, when it comes to why we look around and say, almost 3 years into a genocide, and yet somehow they're still able to get away with this bullshit. Not to the extent that they did from the beginning. Obviously, things have changed to some degree, but they're still almost universally able to get away with it. And now you understand why. Because the infiltration within the economic and political system is very deep. Very deep.
And how dare that Jew complain about going into a restaurant and wanting to not be harassed when he is ordering his food. How dare that Jew complain about that? 2 clarifications. First of all, I think, yes, we should confront anti-Semitism, Jew hatred, wherever we see it. But it doesn't mean, even though I had 2 viral videos lately, it doesn't mean that I always think that you should take the phone and, hey, everybody look at this. No, a lot of times it's a conversation. In that same road trip for my family, we stopped at a gas station and my son went into the bathroom. He's like, Daddy, look at this. There was a writing over there in the bathroom said F Israel. My 11-year-old son saw this. I had a talk with the manager. I said, listen, how do you want Jews or Israelis to feel when they come here?
It doesn't matter how you feel. Feeling comfortable is not a right. It is a privilege. Or have you still not learned that lesson in life? You don't feel safe? Go somewhere else. The entire world does not stop for you. It has, under many circumstances, many occasions, but that's going to stop. And as I said, the more they continue to lose control, like they're losing right now, it's going to get a lot worse. The spiraling is going to get so much worse. We're only tipping the iceberg here. We haven't even gotten to Ariana yet, but we'll get there in a minute.
And she said, no, we welcome all people. We're going to take care of it and erase it. Sometimes it's just a conversation. Another thing I want to clarify. If you're a Jew and you think that this happened because this Jew is very visible, and if I just lay down and not be so visible, I won't get any heat. That is not true. Maybe, yes, some people see this and comment, sure, and also great comments as well. But also, when my son went to the bathroom, that could have been your kid too. And you have a choice. Do you want to be that Jew that tries not to be noticed? Or do you want to be that Jew that fights for his right to be exactly who you are?
Okay, I think we have had just about enough of this little Ben Shapiro wannabe, so let's give him a taste of what he deserves.
Yeah, I'll teach you.
So now we come to Ariana Hamilton, the very brave former Burger King employee who decided to stand up to this bullshit.
What did you say to me? What did you say to me, Ariana? What did... Okay, okay, Ariana.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ariana Hamilton. I am the person from this video. First is
My God, she looks like she's in high school. This guy was harassing a high school student?
side of the story. I'm gonna keep it real short and simple. That man did come in very aggressively. I did not ask him where he was from, like originated from. I asked him, where's he from the Lehigh Valley? We get a lot of people from a lot of different places, New York, New Jersey. As he didn't say in the video, he did originally said he was from New Jersey, and we stopped it at that. And so he took out the Star of David from his shirt and said, I'm Israeli, I'm from Israel, and that is what got me to say Free Palestine. Absolutely, I wasn't gonna back down on Free Palestine when he put the camera in my face. That's just not somebody I am. I will forever speak on my views, and I will never be scared to say what I think. I just wanted to say my whole point of saying Free Palestine was not to spread hate, because the reason I was fired was because I discriminated against him and I had said hate speech. That is not what I wanted to give out. That was not my intention. My intention was to speak all my views, because absolutely I say Free Palestine. Free.
You do not have to apologize for anything, young lady. You did nothing wrong. And I had a feeling, as is always the case, like I said, that's why Schmutzy reacted the way he did when he got trolled. You see, he didn't like the fact that the table got turned on him, and he got a taste of his own medicine. That's why he reacted the way that he did. In the case of this young lady, I always suspected that that fuckhead did something to basically accost her in the first place. And isn't it so telling? It's always women and children. And this is a child who is a young lady. So is it surprising that that dipshit acted the way he did? And I believe every frickin' word that she says, every word of it. Wouldn't doubt for a second that what she is saying is exactly how it went down. So, of course, and I don't want to get into cliches here, but is it really that surprising that he would lie about something like this? Again, she needs to file a class action lawsuit against Yum Brands. She has to make it politically and economically toxic to stand anywhere near the Zionist cause. I hope she sees this. I hope this clip goes viral. I hope she catches it. If you are not already consulting an attorney, you need to be doing that right now.
Gaza, stop the genocide. Because what's going on right now is more than any of us could imagine. Not looking at it, we know what it is, or what's happening, or like experiencing it. We're not experiencing it, so we think it's nothing, but it's absolutely something. Kids are dying. Kids haven't been to school. Kids are supporting kids. They're not getting food. They're not getting water. Parents are dying in front of them. There's more amputees in Gaza alone. This is not okay. It's not okay, and I would continue to speak on fact. Free Gaza. Free Palestine. But it's a lot's going on right now, and I'm trying to...
Can't take it with these freaking clips not coming in clean. Let's try it one more time.
This is not okay. It's not okay, and I would continue to speak on fact. Free Gaza. Free Palestine. But it's a lot's going on right now, and I'm trying to keep to myself, because the threats I've been from people from Israel have been absolutely insane. Yeah, and my last question for you is being safe for Palestinians right now?
Excellent point. And yes, Teresa, we know what at-will employment is, which is why I specifically said I can't give a substantial amount of this heat to Burger King per se, even though they are directly connected to the Zionist state. There is no question that they play that role. And yes, they do have the right to fire her if they want to. But we all know why. So if that's the case, then you have to turn the tables against them. That's what you have to do. And the only thing, again, as cliche as it may be to say this, the only thing that they understand is money and power. And if you start taking that money and power away from them, they will flee. Flee like rats on a sinking ship. That's what will happen. I hope. Ariana is you want to talk about a stand-up young lady, somebody who really has her ish together. Don't think it wasn't lost on me from some of the commentary that I was reading on some of the Zionist pages. I read what they say. You want to talk, as I've said before, you want to talk about ethnic, cultural, religious, social superiority, the complex that they have, the way that they talk about people, the way that they denigrate her because she happens to work in a fast food restaurant. Did they know that this was a young lady? That this lady can't be more than 17, 18, 19 years old? Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if she's still in high school. I didn't even think she was that young. I couldn't tell. But in the end, here's what we know for sure. At the bare minimum, the table is already turned because what they intended was to ruin her life has dramatically improved her life because people in the movement now understand this will not be tolerated anymore. You know, the people in the MAGA movement, they like to protect their own. Well, people in the, what I would consider some form of the progressive / America First movement, you just came through in a big way for an amazing young woman who has just taken one giant step in the right direction. And what we only hope is several giant steps in the right direction after what just happened. They have to be made an example of. This is one example, but a lawsuit at Yum Brands, that's got to come next. Make a statement. Make them have to defend what they did. Make them have to address the fact that this is the modus operandi of Zionists, particularly Jewish Zionists. I don't know too many Christian Zionists that do this shit. But for these guys, this is how they do it. And this is why they get away with it. Because people don't fight back. But this young lady, oh, she's ready for a fight. No question about it. She's ready for a fight. And I couldn't be happier to see it. I really couldn't. And Godspeed to her. Ariana, you're doing an amazing job. Keep fighting that good fight and take them for all they're worth.